Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy, satisfying Saturday. So listen, I hope you all have had a wonderful day. My day is always is wonderful. Why? Because I wake up every day and I tell myself today is going to be a great day no matter what. No matter what happens, no matter what somebody says, what they do, what they don't do, what they don't say, it is going to be a great day anyhow. So, having said all of that, you guys, here in the DMV area, when I tell you that we just had a massive downpour, I need you to believe me. Honey, it poured down raining. I'm talking about the rain was so thick, I was driving from my sister's house and I could barely see the road. Same thing happened yesterday. So right now it's 74 degrees, but it's still very humid outside. But you know what? I'll take it because it's not as hot as it was earlier and or the last couple of days. So before we jump into this video, y'all, let me show y'all my shirt. Loving my new shirt. You probably can't read it all. It says, "Take my advice. I don't use it anyway." Y'all, I love this shirt. My sister got me this shirt and I love, love, love it. So today's topic is putting together the pieces of your life. Let me say that one more time. Putting together the pieces of your life. Life challenges us emotionally and physically every day. As a result of that, oftentimes we start to feel like our lives are falling apart and we have no control over what's happening to us. Oh, but the good news is this: it's possible to turn things around. So here's some things that you can do right now to pull your life back together. And let me just say this before I go any further. If you happen to be one of those people where your life is just falling apart and you don't know which way is up, which way is down, whether you're going left, right, forward, or backwards, I just want you to know that I am sending up a prayer that God will touch you, touch your life, touch your situation, and fix it as only He can. Because I'm gonna tell you something, I've been down that road. I know what that feels like. And you wake up every day and you put on this smile, because that's what you're supposed to do, knowing that your world is falling apart. And it seems like there's nothing you can do about it, and nothing is going to bring it back together. But I'm here to tell you, you can get back on track. So number one, I actually have 10 things to share with you in a bonus, and I'll let you be. Number one, I said, talk about your feelings to someone that you know, love, and trust. Now, it is important. It is very, very, very important that you hear me. You need to talk to someone that you know, that you love, and that you trust. Do not go out here and just randomly tell people your problems and your issues, because there are a lot of folks out here, they just nosy as all get out. I was getting ready to say something else, but they're nosy as all get out, and they just want to know your business so they can run back and tell the child, girl, let me tell you what Michelle said. Hannah, she's dealing with ABC, XYZ. Share your whatever's going on with you with people that you know, like, and trust. Love and trust, I'm sorry. Talk about what's going on with you helps to ease that burden that you're carrying around. Again, you can only carry around stuff. Good God, this bird just flew right across my truck. It's on my mailbox. But you can only carry around stuff so long, and eventually it begins to get heavy. I shared a post recently, and I talked about having, here's my little portable fan. Let's say I carry this fan around and I walk around with it. Now, I don't know how many pounds this thing is, but it's very light. But if I hold this in my hand long enough, let's say I hold my arm up, but I can't because I'm in the car, but I extend it all the way up and I hold it up like that for a long period of time, eventually this is going to be heavy. You know why? Because you can only carry around things but for so long. So that's why I'm encouraging you to talk about your feelings. Number two, get rid of the toxic people in your life. So the toxic people in your life can be the reason why you feel like you're going nowhere fast. It's time you get rid of them, stop listening to them and their negativity. I was getting ready to say everybody has someone that's toxic in their lives, but I choose not to associate myself with toxic people. I just choose not to, because I don't have to, and Lord knows I don't want to. Keep your toxicity to yourself. Don't spread that over here, because I'm not about that life. I'm about everything upbeat, being positive. Is life always upbeat and positive? No, it is not. But I don't have to walk around with the woe is me and the doom and gloom look on my face just because because the world isn't perfect and everything in my world may not be perfect. No, I'm not doing that. So if you have toxic people in your life, honey, I need you to get rid of them quick, fast, and in a hurry. You hear what I'm saying? Cut them off. Again, sometimes they're going to be family members. Sometimes they're going to be close friends, people that you've known for years, but you've got to cut them off. I'm not saying don't continue to love them. I'm not saying y'all can't go and get a meal together every now and then. I am saying they don't have any place or any room in your immediate circle of influence. Number 3, stop, because wait a minute, and before I move on, because those kind of people, they're the ones that are truly holding you back. You talk about going back to school, you talk about getting a certificate or degree, or broadening your knowledge on some area that you may have some knowledge in. Those negative people, oh girl, you don't need to do all of that, because all you're going to do is get caught up in student debt, and what if nobody hires you? Well, if a chicken had lips, he could tell me what was on his mind. Any of those things are possible, but you get rid of those negative people, because they're going to stop you from moving forward, because they're not going anywhere, so they don't want to see you move forward. They want to keep you right here where they are. Number 3, stop procrastinating. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I need you to stop procrastinating. So procrastinating can actually make you feel worse about yourself and your life. Create a schedule and stick with it. Now, this is where I'm going to throw in my shameless plug. Having a planner helps with that. I don't know about you guys, but I love my planner. And I have several different planners. And I do need to do a video so I can show you all which planners I use and what I use them for. But it is important to have a system in place. We oftentimes will tell ourselves, well, I was going to do this or I was going to do that, but I didn't have the time. No, you had the time. You know why? Because if God wakes you up like he did this morning, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. How you choose to use that 24 hours is up to you. But we all have 24 hours in a day. So stop saying you didn't have time. You had the time. You didn't use your time wisely, and it got away from you. Be honest about that, okay? Number 4, make getting organized a priority. This is where the planner comes in too. So when you feel like you are losing control of your life, it helps to organize your life. It's hard to think clearly when everything around you is a chaotic mess. Now is the time to declutter your physical and mental space, okay? I don't know what your home looks like, but it's time to start to declutter, because you cannot focus when you have just clutter all around you. Clean it up, get it together. That way you can stay organized. Otherwise, you're just going to be a mess, because you're going to go, I know I was supposed to be doing something today, and you're digging and fumbling all around because you can't find that piece of paper with the thing that you were supposed to be doing. But if you get organized and you have all of your important stuff in one place, you're not searching the whole house for this one little envelope or this one little piece of paper that has notes on it for something you were supposed to do. Get yourself organized. That means your mental and your physical space. I promise you to make you feel so much better. Number 5, use your time wisely. Stop wasting your time on things that add no value to your life. I cannot stress that enough. If you are wasting time on things that add no value to your life, why? I'm asking the question, why? I really want you to think about that. If hanging out with chucking them on the block is adding no value to your life, why are you doing it? If ripping and running for other people that wouldn't dare to bend over backwards for you, now, I mean, yeah, you're blessing other people, but at some point you have to cut folk off. Because if not, you are just going to continue to dig yourself deeper and deeper and deeper in a hole. And they're not adding any value to you, so why are you wasting your time on it? Say, look, I'm going to pray for you, but that's all I can do. Okay, stop letting other people drain your energy by dumping their problems off on you. It's add no value to your life. So listen to them. Don't get caught up and say, hey, I'll pray for you, and keep it moving. Number 6, set realistic goals for yourself. So it's important that you set short-term and long-term goals. This gives you something to look forward to, and it keeps you focused. I am very big on short and long-term goals. This is why at the beginning of the year, I talk about setting your... now, here's the thing. When it comes to setting goals, you want short-term and long-term. Short-term for me, if I had to do it based on a year, would be the first 6 months of the year. Long-term is the whole year. But long-term is relative because it's whatever you deem long-term to be. And to be honest with you, short-term. But I say set your long-term, your short-term, set monthly goals, set quarterly goals. And then that way it helps you to stay organized. That's why I have my vision book. And I told you guys I don't do vision boards because with my vision book, I can take it everywhere I go and I can write in it. I can update stuff. I can check stuff off that I've already done. I absolutely love it. It helps me stay focused. And I have goals in there. I even have, like I said, I have monthly goals. Some things, I do have a couple of things that I do weekly. So I have weekly goals. I have monthly goals. I have quarterly goals. And of course I have my short and long-term goals. The key is to get it such that you are organized and you're not just, feeling like you're just flailing about trying to stay above water. If you don't have anything in place, that's exactly what life feels like. Number 6, set realistic goals for yourself. So it's important that you set short-term and long-term goals because this gives you something to look forward to. Wait a minute, did I read that? I did. So let me go back. When I talked about the short-term and long-term goals, I was talking about setting realistic goals. You need to make sure that goal that you set is realistic. Because when you set goals and they're not realistic, you're never going to achieve them. So all you're going to do is frustrate yourself. Because you have goals that you are never going to achieve. So if you said that your short-term goal is to make $1 million in 30 days, well, to be honest with you, that's probably a little unrealistic. You could say over the next 5 years and then set up a plan of how you're going to get there. But to say you're going to do it in 30 days, well, the only way you would do that I know of is to hit the lottery. And y'all know the chances are very slim for that. So that's why it's important to have those goals, but they need to be realistic as well. Number 7, take responsibility for your decisions. Stop blaming other people for the issues that you're dealing with. If you made a mistake, own it. We all make mistakes, and we do. We all make mistakes. You are not going to get through, sorry y'all, my eyes itching. Y'all are not going to get through this life without making a mistake. So if you make a mistake, own that thing. Okay, yep, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have gone here. I shouldn't have gone there. It's all right. Because guess what? God forgives you. Man may not forgive you. See, because man will throw you away like yesterday's garbage. But God is always going to forgive you because he's a forgiving God. The word tells us that he will not leave us nor forsake us. So even when we mess up, be it big, small, or in between, God is always going to forgive you. Number 8, be honest with yourself. So be honest with yourself about everything that you do. And when I say that, I mean everything. Be honest. Let's go back to setting realistic goals, and you want to lose weight, right? So you have to be honest with yourself when you say, now, am I doing everything that I can to make sure I achieve my weight loss goal? Am I eating right? Am I exercising? Am I writing down what I eat in my food log? Be honest with yourself. If you're not doing those things, how can you expect to achieve your goal if you're not doing what you need to do? So that's why I said, be honest with yourself. If you're not where, regardless of your age, doesn't matter what your age is, but if you're not where you want to be in life, be honest with yourself. Have you done what you need to do in order to achieve that goal? And again, be honest with yourself. If you're looking for a job, have you updated your resume? Are you sending out your resume? Are you reaching out to people, following up with leads, all of that good stuff? Because if you're not going to achieve the goals you set. But if you're not honest with yourself. And here's the thing, guess what? You're only lying to yourself. You're not lying to me. You're not lying to your family, your friends, your enemies, your co-workers. You're lying to yourself. So stop doing that. Number 9, create a routine. So a healthy routine will keep your mind fresh. And this will also keep you from overthinking, which adds unwanted and unnecessary stress. You know, you really do need to have a routine. I get it. Some people don't want to be locked in every minute on the minute of the day, but you have to have a routine. So I know for me that when it comes to my YouTube channel, I have a routine in place. I know that I'm going to put out a video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I know every weekend, well, I'm going to say Saturday, but yeah, today is Saturday. Yeah, every Saturday I try to get my podcast out. Sometimes I don't get it out till Sunday or even Monday, but guess what? I have a routine nonetheless. That way, there's some things you don't have to think about. It's on automatic. It's on autopilot. Even when I'm on vacation, if you know me, then you know I'm still putting out content on the days that I said I was going to do it. Why? Because it's now a routine for me. So, and doing that alleviates the stress, because I don't have to go, oh my God, when do I need to do another video? When did I last do one? Because I knew I'd do it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Podcast on Saturdays. Simple, easy to do. And number 10, celebrate your accomplishments. Don't forget to give yourself a pat on the back when you achieve anything big or small. I cannot stress that enough. Here's the other thing. If you sit back and you wait for man, meaning man or woman, to pat you on the back and say, great job, you may never get that. It's okay to pat yourself on the back when you accomplish a goal. It's all right to do that. People share their stuff on social media all the time. Some folks may say, oh, they just bragging. No, they're not bragging. They're just patting themselves on the back because they're excited about their accomplishment. And it's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. And here's your bonus. Stop trying to please everyone. I need everybody in the room, especially those of you in the back of the room, to listen. Stop trying to please everybody. No matter what you do, there will always be people that will never be happy with you. Don't take it personally. Just learn to set boundaries and keep doing what needs to be done. Let me pinpoint on something I just said. Learn to set boundaries. Some of you have no boundaries, and it's sad, but you don't. You have to have boundaries. Boundaries tells people how to treat you. Okay? You set boundaries. You say, okay, between this time and this time, I'm doing this, so I don't want to be disturbed. Don't call me to ask me to come hang out with you, because between this time and this time, I'm doing whatever that thing may be. You've got to set boundaries. Remember, we teach people how to treat us, and if you don't set boundaries, people will just walk all over you. And that's not what you want. That is not what you want. So set boundaries, stick to them no matter what. Now, let me not say that, because every now and then you may have to tweak them just a little bit. But for the most part, set those boundaries and stick to them. And as I said, and keep doing what needs to be done. You've got to set boundaries, and you've got to keep pushing forward no matter what. But the key is you've got to stop trying to please everybody. Because I'm going to tell you something. The people that you're trying to please, most of them don't like you anyway. And no matter, even if they do, no matter what you do, it's never going to be good enough. They're always going to have something to say. You can do something that's absolutely phenomenal, and they are going to have something to say about it. You know why? Because that's just who they are. They always have to find something negative to say. They just do. Because it makes them feel better about themselves when they're putting down what you're doing. So that's why I say stop trying to please everybody. Don't you do it, because you're going to drive yourself crazy. Do what makes you happy. Do it to the best of your ability, and then move on with your life. Stop worrying about who's going to sit and pick it apart. Because I'm going to tell you, no matter what you do, like I said in life, somebody's always going to find something wrong with what you did. You can put out a video and you can have millions of people that have liked that video and watched that video. But there's always going to be what I like to call the peanut gallery in the back of the room that they're going to have something negative to say. Or just like, you know, on YouTube, they used to have the thumbs up and the thumbs down button. Well, now, even if people don't like your video, it doesn't show up. It will not show up. And I think sometimes, because I've watched videos and they were awesome and amazing, very informative, very well done. And I'm thinking, how did they have all of these thumbs down on this video. This was a great video. Now, granted, what people talk about is not going to be appealing to everybody, but if you can't, like your mom and dad used to say, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Don't say anything at all, because some people may look at that thumbs down and it may deter them from wanting to do anything else because they're worried about whether or not people are going to like it. Honey, put your content out there and keep it moving. Some people are going to like it, some people are not. But it's okay. Don't let that stop you from being who you are. Don't let that stop you from being the authentic you. Do what you do, because there are people out here that appreciate what you do. There are people out here right now. I'm going to say this, I'm going to leave you be. There are people right now. They watch your content. They watch your posts. They don't comment. They don't like. They don't subscribe. And hey, that's their business. Who cares? But they're watching you. And I promise you, what you're saying and what you're doing, it's motivating them. They're not going to tell you that, but it motivates them. It does. It encourages them, but they will never, ever, ever tell you that you motivate them. And that's all right, because you're not trying to, what did I just say? Please them. You're doing what you do because that's what you've been called to do. Now, if you get pleased along the way, hey, that's great. But your goal ultimately is not to please them, okay? So the only people that you really have to please in this life is, number one, God. And number two, yourself. Everybody else, let them get in where they fit in. Okay? And I'm going to share this line with you from a song. And y'all listen to this song every day. And as we talk about putting together the pieces of your life, let me leave you with this. It won't always be like this. The Lord will perfect that concerning me, concerning you, concerning us. And sooner or later, it's going to turn in our favor. It's turning around for us. That comes from a song. I can't think of the artist's name, but I love that song. But I just want you to understand that whatever you're going through, if you feel like your life is falling apart, it's not going to always be this way. It will get better. All you have to do is stay the course, continue to do what you do, put God first, pray, and everything will fall into place in due time. See, you are in a season of your life that you have to go through in order to get you where you need to be. So just keep remembering that. That's it, you guys. I love you all so much, but I have got to go because this sister girl is hungry. I got to figure out what I'm going to eat. But if you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome and thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to speak life into you. Hopefully something I said resonates with you to help you to want to put together the pieces of your life, because you may be falling apart now, but it's not going to stay like that always. That I can promise you. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. You know I miss you and I don't get a chance to see you. Go out there, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of this weekend. Whatever you do, wherever you go, always remember that you are in control of your decisions. You can put back the pieces of your life together if you work on it. But as you go, I also want you to do so carefully. If you're going out, hanging out with friends, wherever you're going, whatever you do, just be safe. Be safe and be careful. This is a cruel world we live in, and we have people that will take you out just like that for no reason at all, or for the smallest reason. So please, please, please be careful as you go about the rest of your day and this weekend. Y'all know the drill. You know the spiel. I love you to the moon and back, and there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that you can ever do about it, because I love you. I'm always going to love you. I want nothing but the best for you. Keep pushing forward. Until Monday, take care.